In August of 1969, a man was driven by members of the Manson family to a small ravine at Red Mesa and Santa Susana Pass Road. The man was bludgeoned and stabbed to death. This is the story of the passing of Donald Shorty Shea. Now, from what I understand, there were between 3 and 6 members of the family involved in this incident, including Charlie Manson, Tex Watson, Bruce Davis, Steve Grogan, Bill Vance, and Larry Bailey. Now, some believe that Shorty was forced into the car, and some believe that he got in willingly. Either way, Shorty was beaten and stabbed as they drove along the road in the car, and again once they got to the ravine and dumped him out. It's said that Shea lay overnight alive in this ravine until they came back the next day and finished him off. Some say the reasons for the attack include, but are not limited to, Shorty having a black wife of which Manson did not approve of, and the belief that Shorty snitched on the family, igniting the 1969 raid of Spahn Ranch that resulted in the arrests of multiple family members, including that of Charlie Manson himself. Shea's body would go undiscovered for approximately 8 years, during which time it was thought that he had been dismembered and decapitated. But in 1977, Donald's body was discovered all in one piece on the hill in back of the ravine next to the train tracks. After police were guided to this location by a map drawn by Steve Grogan, who said that he wanted to disprove the claims that Shorty had been dismembered and decapitated. Now, one of the more controversial aspects of this case is that Barbara Hoyt claims she could hear Shorty Shay screaming for help all through the night, all the way back at Spahn Ranch about 1.5 miles away. I'll leave that up to you to debate and decide, but here we are at the end of the drive. Red Mesa and Santa Susana Pass Road.
If you got out of here, there are a lot of people who think you'd go start killing people again.
Again? Mm-hmm. Well, you guys are misinformed. I haven't killed anyone.
What about Shay?
What about him?
Well, what about him?
He got killed.
Well, the word is you killed him. Word is you stabbed him. What does it feel like to kill somebody, Charles?
Word is that you're an old woman. Word is you have turkey in the sky. Word is, I don't know what word is. Somebody else tell you that. I didn't tell you that.
Did you kill Shay?
Hell no.
Did you cut Hinman's ear off?
Hell yes.
So they would have pulled up right here, bludgeoned and stabbed. He was dumped into this ravine, where according to the controversial statements of Barbara Hoyt, she allegedly heard Shorty screaming for help throughout the night from all the way back at Spahn Ranch. Then they came back the next day and finished him off, drug him back to the embankment by the train tracks, and buried him.
The body was buried into the side of an embankment about 150 feet off the Santa Susana Pass Road, 1 mile west of Topanga Boulevard. LA County Sheriff's investigators received information to look in this area about 6 weeks ago and have been digging along the hillside ever since. Sergeant Bill Gleason, who's been on this case for 8 years, talked about the information that led the investigation to this particular site.
Information we received in the past from various people who have since grown up. When they were with the Manson family, they were very young. They've grown older, and they decided that now was the time to let Mr. Shea be found.
Now, do you feel that this is the man? He is not beheaded. He looks like he is all in one piece, which goes against what was said during the trial.
Well, that was just a rumor going around. I think that was told by some of the so-called Manson family people just to make people pay more attention to what they were doing, or just to embellish on the death of Mr. Shea.
How do you feel after being on this case for 8 years?
Well, I'm quite pleased that we finally found him. It's been quite a search.
So back here on this hill by the train tracks is where the map that was drawn by Grogan led the police to the discovery of Donald Shorty Shea's body.
And when I stand on the mountain and I say, do it, it gets done. If it don't get done, then I'll move on it. And that's the last thing in the world you want me to do, because I got that Confederate sword in the kitchen. Don't invoke me. Do it. Get it done. How do we do it? I don't know. I don't want to be involved in it. I don't get involved in violence. I'm not a violent human being.
Did you tell the women to do their witchy things?
I said, if you're gonna do something, leave something witchy. Just like I would tell you. If you're going to do something, do it well. And leave something with you. Leave a sign to let the world know that you were there.